Hello, this is Wendy Bovine. I want to talk to you about the 15 signs and trends of a sociopath. Sociopaths are psychologically disturbed people with a severe form of antisocial personality disorder. 15 signs and traits start with a hunger for power and dominance. Both sociopaths and psychopaths are commonly found to be the head of corporations, governments, and in position of great power and authority, and that may be no coincidence. Sociopaths have a tendency to be power hungry and may spend a lot of time and effort attaining positions where they can control, dominate, and have authority over others. Devious and deceptive tendencies. Another common characteristic of a sociopath is the tendency to be deceptive, dishonest, and deceiving. Sociopaths are often caught telling lies, exaggerating or distorting the facts, or misrepresenting the truth in order to get what they want. When caught, they lie, or they are confronted about their dishonesty. They often use denial, projection, or redirection to squirm out of their accountability. Ruthlessness in the pursuit of their goals. Sociopath people tend to be ruthless in their effort to get what they want because they aren't held back by normal reservations, morals, or ethic principles, or concerns for others. There aren't many lines they won't cross to reach their goal. They may lie, cheat, steal, and abuse, and use other people in order to get more money, power, or something they decided they want. Hostility or aggressive towards others. That's another one. Hostility, anger, and aggression are another common traits found in sociopaths. Sociopaths are more likely to be racist, sexist, or to have hostile feelings towards both individuals and groups within society. They are also more likely to be violent, abusive, or aggressive towards people, although most sociopaths will use more covert forms of violence like teasing, bullying, guilting, etc., to get what they want from people. Easily angered or irritated. Unlike most others who experience a wide range of emotions like happiness, sadness, fear, guilt, anger, a sociopath may only have have an access to a few of these emotions. Anger is one of the most easily accessible emotions for a sociopath, and one that shows up frequently in relationships, work, and daily life. They are often easily angered, irritated, and prone to yelling, exaggerating, or outbursts when upset. Irresponsible decision making. Yes, yes, yes. One of the main symptoms of a sociopath is a pattern of recklessness, irresponsibility, and impulsive decisions made throughout their life. While everybody occasionally makes irritable or rational choices, a sociopath consistently makes poor choices, including ones which endanger themselves or others. Unlike other people, they do not seem to learn from these mistakes and will insist continually making them over and over again. So they don't learn from these mistakes, and they just keep repeating them over and over again. Superficial charm and powers of persuasion. Number 7. Sociopaths will be charming, cunning, and highly persuasive people who can easily get people to like them, agree with them, or help them. These charms are superficial in nature and tend to wear off the more often a person has to interact with them, like when they start dating a sociopath and they drop the charm now that they have you. Over time, it becomes clear that the sociopath is not an honest or worthwhile, trustworthy person, and most people will distance themselves from them. Still, they can be very good at making a first impression, charming others, and persuading people to do things for them. Broken morale compass. They have no morale, no compass. People who are antisocial personality disorder do not have a working moral compass and show limited regard when they have made a bad choice or harmed someone else. This limits their ability to have empathy or feel remorse. Shows up in a psychopathic person in a number of ways. So they have no remorse, they have no empathy, they really don't care. They may knowingly act in ways that harm other people by lying, stealing, or taking advantage of them. While some sociopaths do feel a twinge of regret afterwards, it is usually not enough to stop them from doing the same thing to somebody in the future. It's a cycle. Nothing new under the sun, like the Lord says. There's nothing new under the sun for these people. They keep doing the same thing over and over again. Few close bonds are relationships, because one of the hallmarks of a sociopath is the inability to empathize or a disregard for the feelings and needs of others. It is very difficult for a sociopath to form close bonds with another person. They may have a few close relationships, often with family members or a significant other, but in general, unable to form healthy, lasting relationships with people. This is why many sociopaths have a long list of ex-frenemies and people they've betrayed, wronged, and abandoned, who now distrust or dislike them. Manipulative tendencies. Yes, I know that one extremely well. They're very manipulative. Manipulating tendencies are another classic sign of a sociopath and may include a pattern of lying, guilt, or coercing people into doing things for them. They use their power of charm and persuasion and emotional manipulation to try to control the actions and choices of other people, often for their own self-serving interests. Some sociopaths manipulate other people because they find it entertaining, and not just when they are trying to get something out of it. Entitlement. Feeling entitled or above the law is another common characteristic of a sociopath. Sociopaths are people who feel like they should be exempt from following rules and sometimes even rules. So sometimes they feel exempt from following rules and sometimes even more rules. They may demand that others make the exception or bend the rules for them. No, don't bend the rules for them. Watch how they explode from it. Social deviance. Sociopaths have little or no regard for social norms or moral codes and often act in moral codes and often act in ways that violate the unspoken rules of society most people follow. These include small infractions like waiting in line or taking turns or telling half-truths, as well as long violations that harm others or break rules. The same tendency can also show up in sexual perversion. Even when the person commits committed to a monogamous relationship. So they go out and they find other partners. Cheap, thrill-seeking tendencies. Many people who have sociopath symptoms seek out cheap thrills, even when doing so puts them or others at risk. These may include frequently overindulging in drugs or alcohol, sex, food, or expensive shopping, or gambling, casino outings. Seeking out cheap thrills is often driven by impulses and urges that arise in the moment, and also may be related to their tendencies to become easily bored. Opportunists in all the wrong ways. Opportunists are people who find ways to turn situations, including hardships, into advantages. Most sociopathics often seek out or create hardships for others for their own advantage. This makes them antisocial opportunists who attempt to profit or gain from the misfortune of others and to view the struggles of others in a positive light. Emotional detachment. A final sign of a sociopath is emotional detachment, which may show up as being cool, callous, and emotionally absent. When other people are freaking out, the sociopath may be unusual calm, and when others are feeling guilty or sad, the sociopath may seem perfectly calm and happy. These abnormal emotional reactions are often a sign that there is missing emotion wiring in the person, which is one of the telltale traits of a sociopath. Well, that will do it for today. And God bless you. And if you're in a relationship with one of these people, it's best to move on. God bless you. Stay safe and have a nice day. Until we talk again. Bye-bye.